There it is, collapsible ladder rack and bracket. Here's the ladder rack. Show you how to make this. And also, you can, if you don't have a headache rack or cab rack, you can duplicate the same thing for the front and have one bracket on each side of the truck. Okay, I got my steel for my custom ladder rack. So I got this at the local metal supply shop. Here we got 3-inch, 1/8 thick, 19-inch, 19. These are 19 inches. These are 3 inches. These two here are 45s, and then this one's a 72 inch, 6 feet. And I measured the height of my headache rack, so that's how I got the length for these. I might have to cut it down a little bit. I'll see how it fit once I put it together. Okay, this is how this is gonna work. Gotta pre-drill some holes in this. This is gonna act like a sleeve. This is 1.5 inch tubing, 1.25 inch tubing, 1.5 inch, 1.25 inch. Now for these part here, this is gonna have to get welded on. Drill some holes so I can attach this part to the truck. So it'll sit like this. And then this is just gonna slide in here like a sleeve. And then the top of this, I'm gonna notch this out 1.25 inch. Then I'm slide it over here and weld that. Then I'm gonna drill a hole here for my pins. Drill a hole on that. So pretty much it's gonna sit in the back of the truck. And then this will just, gotta notch this out. Gotta cut this all out. Cut this out. Notch this out here. Then I should be able to put it on here like that. And then this is just gonna sit in here like that with a hole in the pin. Anyway, that's the plan to see how it work out. Okay, and this is how I'm gonna cut these. Drill a 3/8 hole all the way through for my pin. Cut this out. Cut the whole top of it out on this side. Then that way I should be able to slide it on and weld it like that. And then this side is just the opposite. Okay, for this, the reason why I got it 3 inches is because that's how it will fit nicely on the truck. Just measure the center. So now I'm gonna put it up against the truck and see how good this is gonna fit. Also see where I can put my holes. I'm only gonna put 6 holes on each flat plate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so here's the ram. Here's how the plate's gonna sit. 3 inches right here, from here to there. Pretty much look like that. Ready to cut this one. I'm gonna cut this out like this. Should have cut this first and then cut this one off. I'm using the Sawzall with a metal blade. That's the concept. Weld that. Sticking out though, I'm gonna have to cut this back. Okay, so I welded this. This one came out alright. Welding sucks, but and then this is garbage. But it's on. I'm gonna hook it up, see how everything works. But eventually I gotta do this all over. And I also cut this down 1 inch, so when I put it here, I didn't want nothing to get trapped in there. So now I'm gonna mark my holes. Okay, I got my marks. Now I'm gonna use this center punch, spring loaded, just to that does leave the indentation for the drill bit, so when I go drilling, the drill don't bounce around on me. Okay, so to remove the light, you got 2 screws here, and this is a T20 bit. Pull my light out. Just wanted to see what was behind me. And as you can see, there's my holes. Okay, now to put on the rib nuts, I'm using this size right here, 1/4 inch. You drill your holes. And here's what I'm using to put it in. I got 2 washers, 2-inch, 1/4 inch bolt, lock washer, nut coupling, and 3 more washers. The bolts take 11 millimeter. Got my vice grips. Put the vice grips on here, lock it in. So I have it set up like this. Tap it in with the hammer. Okay, there's the rib nut from this side. As you tighten it, this expands. Now take this back out. Again, you hold it with the vice grips and reverse the drill. Perfect. Okay, now I got my other pipe in. That's what it's looking like. Now I'm gonna put my pipe. I'll measure this. It's 57 3/4. My pipe. I'm about to cut it. Sawzall and a metal blade. Okay, got it set in place. Now mark my holes for my pins. And we drill those holes, do it on the drill press. Here are the safety pins. Safety coupler pins, squares. These are, I believe, a little bit more than 1/4 inch thick. And those just gonna go in here and lock in place. Here. Now, I'm not sure if that's the height I want. I'm gonna put a piece of lumber up here and see how it fits. I'm gonna see if I need to raise these or not. Okay, so here's a 10-foot pressure to the 2x4 on there. Step back some. You can get the concept. But I didn't want the material to be touching the top of the truck. So I need to lower these. I'm gonna cut off probably about 1 inch off the pipe and see if the board will give me an angle where it's off of the top of the cab here. see how it's touching. So now I'm gonna take this back apart and cut it. Okay, now this is cutting off an inch. And now I have like a 1/4 inch gap. So it's not touching the cab, but I still think I want it just a little bit more of an angle, in case material likes to bounce around. So I'm gonna cut another inch, and that should raise it up a 1/2 inch hopefully. Okay, so this is how it looks while cutting 2 inches off the back. And now we have that big of a gap. It's about 1/2 inch towards the back, 1 inch towards the front right here on the 10-foot piece. So I can live with that. And I can mark where my pin's gonna go on the pipe. That's what the back look like. Close the tailgate, no problem. Okay, so the purpose of this too, I wanted a ladder rack and carry material, long pieces of material on the top, or a ladder or whatever. And I didn't want the back part to be up all the time. I still want to use my tonneau. So now I'll be able to break this down, break this down, and I'm gonna try to make a bracket for it right here, where I can just hook it on, strap it up, and when I need it, I can take it out, put it up, and assemble it. Okay, so this is what I came up with. Got some flat bar. You can get this from Home Depot, Lowe's. This is about 2 inch wide. I just got self tappers here holding it for now. See how that is up there. Got one here, shorter one. Up here, there's a gap between here. So now I'm gonna make like a 1 inch block with a T, so I can put 2 screws here and here, and I can screw this onto here. And then these L-shaped brackets, you can buy regular L-shaped brackets, but I cut these out of aluminum. Got my 2 little holes. I think I'm gonna try to use some rivets, and I'm gonna just put these on here like that. I still gotta bend this a little bit up, little hook type, put it on a vice grip, hit it with the hammer. Then I'll put these on here like that. 1, 2, 3. On this side too. So now that's just tacked up on there. Now I'm gonna set my pipe up, hold it in place, mark it. Then I can know where to put my bracket on each one. So basically, just hold this here like that, mark it, then I know where my bracket's gotta be. Okay, so I set it up. This is how it's gonna sit on here. Got this bracket. Put my first mark here, and the top mark where the lip of the truck, the top of the truck hangs, so I can't pass that mark. Same thing with here. So that's how it's gonna look. Now I'm gonna put my marks. Set that up like that. And put my little marks. I know where to drill. Okay, now this is how I'm gonna bend the tips so it can sit on there. Just give it some kind of lip to help hold it. Sliding off. Not too big. And for that, set this in place. Hold it, mark it right there. Take my pipe, set it in place like that, and then just finish tapping it over. Okay, and I got some rivets. I'm gonna put it in through the back side because I don't want this ball to be up against the truck. I'd rather have the flatter side up against the truck. I'll show you in a second. Put this on this side. Do that for all 6. Okay, so here's the first one. Show what the back look like. I don't know how good these rivets gonna hold, but I'll try them out. Okay, for the smaller bracket, I needed a 1-inch space, so this is a aluminum 1-inch tube. Cut it like this, so in case it wants to pull away, it won't bend right here. So you put 45 to add structural strength. Now I'm gonna screw this onto here, and then I'll be able to screw onto the truck from here, like that. Okay, there it is. Now when I want to use it, pull it off and assemble it. Only way these gonna fall if you hit a bump. So I need to find a way to strap these down some kind of way, some kind of strap, or I haven't crossed that bridge yet. So right now. Okay, so I got it in place with the pins. Got all 4 in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now I got my sanding disc on here. Now I'm gonna go over the whole thing before I prime it and paint it. Okay, so here's my pieces. I did some welding on it, and I'm not a professional welder, so but I'm comfortable enough to think it's not gonna break off, and I'll fill the rest, the little holes up with Bondo, and I'll wipe it down with acetone. Again, you can just pay a professional to get it welded. Okay, I'm using Rust-Oleum Stop Rust Automotive Primer, fast drying. Could spray between coats 15 to 30 minutes. Handle in 1 to 2 hours. This is what it looks like. So I'll let that dry, turn everything over and spread. So after I primed it and I hit it 2 coats of this Rust-Oleum Professional High Gloss Enamel. Got one side bolted on already. Now I expect this to get scratched up and everything, but that's all part of the game. Okay, I got the other side bolted. Now let's see. Close, no problem. Plenty of space. Okay, here's the left side. Put that in. Put the pin in. Put the right side on. Pin one in, no problem. Now we're gonna put the top on. Put the top on. Put my pins. It's a little bit tight, but still went in. That's what it looks like. Close that up. Instant ladder rack, material rack. Okay, if I want, you can roll the tonneau back up to here. Won't be tight or nothing, but at least you can cover up some more of your material you have back there if you need to. Okay, I also bought these little 1.25" square tube plugs. And these I'm gonna put right up in here. I'll try to hammer that down, see how that work out. Work perfect. Keep water from going in there. Okay, I got my brackets here. It's holding it up pretty good. But when you hear the bump or something, these gonna want to come flying out. So I wanted to make something where I can also lock it. So I bought this 10-inch hasp from Amazon. That's what I came up with. It's gonna be like this. I'm gonna unlock it, hang it down, and I'll be able to put my bars out, and then put it back up and lock it up. After this, I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna clean it up, but I'm gonna screw that right here, through here, put some screws in it. And the hinge, I'm gonna screw on right here. 1, 2, and I'll do my own hole right there. Then I can screw that in place. And the top part, only 2 screws I'm gonna have to put 2 screws just on the top of it. And as far as thinking of drilling some holes and putting some bolts on here, drilling some holes in here, just so it'll also keep it from bouncing up and sliding. If you slam on the brakes, it'll keep it from sliding out. So either that or probably like a piece of rubber with glue, or it might come off. So I'm just do the bolt. But for now, I'm gonna put this on sure this in place. I got it in the middle of both the brackets, and then I'll drill my holes for the bolts. Okay, this is how I got it on there. Just 2 screws there, 2 screws there, and I'll screw that from the top. Now I can lock it up. So I'll mark my holes. Okay, for the halves, this is what I'm going with. I got these are all number 6 screws, 32. So I got the screw with a spacer nut, lock nut, and then a cap nut. This is round, so it won't really scratch nothing up. And those 3 should fit in the holes. Here's the cap nuts. Lock washers. And number 6 screws. It's like $1 something each Home Depot. Okay, so here's what it looked like. So holes right in the hole. Lock it up. That'll keep it from sliding, bouncing off the brackets. Now my only concern is your lock might be too skinny. Say if you get a small lock, got that much play in it. Yeah, see, that's not gonna, might have to put a longer one for the top. So I can get this here, see. Second one, still hitting in the hole. So as long as you can get a fat lock or something, put it in here. I'll hold that back. You'll be good. For now, I'm gonna just test it like this. Drive with it for a while, see if it falls off. That's pretty much done. Touch up the paint maybe. That's what it looked like.